So just in case you missed it yesterday, we got on the road with 8 out of our 9 children, heading on a 5-hour road trip, for which we were supposed to pull out at 7, but we did not pull out until noon, because for some reason pulling out on time is always a problem in our family. Anyway, child, hey, they're beautiful people. All the days that it rains in Alabama, of course it rained on the day that we were driving to the beach. However, the closer we got to the shore, the prettier the skies became, which of course made me happy because the beach is one of my favorite places in the world. So after minimal stops, we made it to our destination. Albeit a few hours late, Mr. Cade and the big boys unpacked our luggage. Meanwhile, the little boys unpacked all the stuffed animals they felt the need to bring to the beach. Why do they need stuffed animals at the beach? Completely unnecessary. Just like Noah James figured that wearing shoes to the car when we left home was unnecessary, which we realized about 3 hours into our trip. Luckily, I had a spare pair in the car and he refused to wear those too. Anyway, child, we made it to our residence for the next week and it is amazing. 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. More than enough space for myself, my husband, and all of his children. Also has a gorgeous kitchen that I will use to prepare some delicious meals for the beach this week. Don't worry, I won't leave you hanging. Once we check out, not only will I tell you where we've stayed this week, but I'll also give you a discount code so that you can book here as well. You know I got you. Anyway, child, so once we got settled, everyone was exhausted. We decided to rest for the rest of the afternoon in preparation for today. You got another minute? I'll tell you what we did today. Okay, good. I won't hold you much longer. Anyway, child, so of course I wake up before my children. You know how that goes. I was up at 6 so that they could get up by 7, all dressed and ready to be out the door by 8. Because would you believe, child, that our friends here at the Alabama beaches scheduled us for a bike tour through the Gulf State Park. And you know what I was thinking when they told me this? I have not ridden a bike since Tamagotchis were a thing. Since the candy lady sold bebops for 25 cents. Since I had to sit by the radio for 2 hours to wait for my favorite song to come on so I could press record. Child, I have not ridden a bike since people had to page each other with the numbers 911 to get a return phone call. But you know what I did today, child? I rode a bike. Not just my Peloton, because that's not a regular bike. Bike. The kind that kids ride to their friends' houses. Speaking of kids, Mr. Cade insisted on riding behind me. He said it was to make sure that the kids and I were okay. I think he was back there enjoying the view, child. Get your mind out the gutter. I'm talking about the view of me and all of his babies, even college girl, enjoying this time together, just riding bikes through a state park with no worries and not a care in the world. Because as a society, that's what we need to get back to. So much so that Mr. Cade and I decided that as soon as we get home, our first task will be to make sure that every member of our family has a bike. Anyway, child, so our tour guide was phenomenal and she taught us some great things about nature today. Even little Miss Attitude was in on it, because in our family, nothing says vacation like a time for learning, and nothing says vacation like time for good food. So we left our bike riding tour and headed on over to find something delicious to eat. One of our favorite places to visit when we are in Alabama's beaches is Tacky Jack's. We've been here several times, but you know the routine. Zachary Prince is going to stare at that menu for 10 minutes to decide that he wants the same thing he always gets. We ended up with a little bit of gator, a huge plate of nachos, some fish, some shrimp, some fried green tomatoes. You know, all the good stuff that you eat when you're at the beach, because one of my favorite things to do is to eat seafood right on the water. Speaking of water, the kids were itching to get to the sand and sea right outside of our hotel. So the plan was to go to our room, freshen up, change into our swim gear, and head down to the beach. However, things don't always go as planned, right? So what actually happened was that on the way up to our room, a couple of the kids realized that they were absolutely exhausted. Duh. And so Mr. Cade ended up on the couch taking a nap along with Noah James. Nathaniel ended up outside on the patio enjoying some time to himself after a busy day. As for me, child, I hopped right on in that shower, because when I left this morning, I smelled like vanilla and cocoa butter. And after a day of bike riding, came back smelling like giraffe knuckles. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.